Alright, honestly, I'm going to keep this short and sweet to avoid repeating what others have said. If you like challenging video games, I'm sure you've seen the rise of Flawed games and games similarly difficult. These games are not only inspiring a new wave of creators, but also inspiring the developers of said games to really hone their craft and innovate exciting ways to challenge their players. Which brings us to today's topic, Unrooted. This game was created over the last 4 years by Mizkif, alongside his team of developers. Unrooted, simply put, is art. The desire to make a groundbreaking game, the hand-drawn visuals, even the music. It's all extremely evident even at first glance that this was the passion project for Mizkif and his team. All great things, yet it fell short. Get it? It fell. Sorry. After pouring blood, sweat, and hours of time into this game, I couldn't quite figure out why the game was so much more frustrating than the other games I've played. I have a few guesses, but keep in mind I am by no means a game developer, and this is strictly my opinion from my own experience. The biggest issue is the falls. Actually, but that's the point of the... Yeah, I get it. Jump, fall, jump again. It's addicting. It's the punishment cycle that all these games have in common. But the thing about Unrooted is that when you fall hard. I'd say the biggest reason I love this genre is because clearing each segment of the game gave a feeling of accomplishment. In Unrooted, each segment ultimately felt like one big level with only one wrong move from losing all my progress. Even the developers have admitted this game is way too hard and have promised improvement upon future updates.
So, my team is adding checkpoints to the game, and they should be in very shortly.
I'm curious to see how they implement it, but I really feel like it's just not the answer. And before adding checkpoints, there are two major quality of life updates I would just love to see. The first being that the game just needs better safety nets. I found more times than not, and this could be entirely user error. But even from the highest point, you could fall all the way back to the beginning with little to no effort. And honestly, I think the reason for that is the camera. The game's camera lags slightly behind the character when moving, making lining up a jump inconsistent unless you wait for it to catch up. There's a slight variance in trajectories that may seem small, but in a game about precision platforming, it could be the difference between making a jump or not. Morgan Millipede is actually the one who brought this to my attention, saying the camera makes this game unplayable, so he wanted to address Mizkif directly.
Hello Mizkif, I'm going to utilize the technique known as a compliment sandwich to deliver my criticism of your game to you. So first, good game. Okay, so the reason your game sucks is because the same player input leads to different results due to the camera. Allow me to demonstrate. Look at these two jumps. Pretty different, right? Yes and no. The red X marks the center of the screen, but my mouse has not moved location at all. This is a lot clearer when I overlay the footage. So why is the jump so different? Welcome to 6th grade. This is a protractor. It measures angles. The angle from the center of the screen to my cursor is about 123 degrees. The same for both jumps because my mouse hasn't moved. However, if you track the angle from the center of my character to the cursor, that angle changes from about 123 degrees to 100 degrees. That's why the landing spots are so different, and that's why you get so much less movement on the x-axis, and that's why you sometimes go like, why did my character just go straight up? It's because I didn't do any mouse input differently, but my character did something completely different because the movement vector is based on the location of the character and the cursor, which is not at the center of the screen. Now I know Gio said that this is the reason why I think this game is unplayable for me. That's actually not true. The reason the game is unplayable for me is because it's actually unplayable for me. I randomly started getting stuck at the loading screen anytime I open the game. I've uninstalled it, I've reinstalled it, I deleted the entire folder, my app data folder, and the game just doesn't load for me anymore. So please fix it. Anyways, I have to give another compliment now. So you are so rich.
In other fighting games I've played, each fall felt almost entirely my fault. Could you fall all the way back to the bottom? Sure, but there were plenty of sighs of relief along the way that made getting to the top feel achievable. In Unrooted, the camera working against you, paired with the falls entirely too punishing for the lack of tight controls, made it feel like beating the game wouldn't even be an accomplishment worth striving for. I couldn't tell you how many times I felt utterly robbed by not sticking to a wall or missing a platform by a hair and ending up at the beginning. I should also mention that over my playtime there were a few falls that ended up getting my character literally stuck in the ground, forcing me to reset the game. All that being said, only 2 days after release, the world record speedrun of 9 minutes was set, but I can already tell it'll keep getting broken. I really hope this game continues getting the love it received in development, because I hope to look back and see that this failed game inspired many other games made by people who care. So if you watched this video and thought for just a second, hey, this game looks pretty cool, go play it so Mizkif can make more games.